Alright, what is up YouTube? Card Collector 2 here. So today I am going to be answering some questions as well as giving some tips and tricks for the best card show of the year, the National Sports Collectors Convention. So this event typically happens, again, once a year. It's typically the end of July or the beginning of August. So this year it will be in Cleveland, Ohio, and being that I've been to the last 8 in a row for this event, I feel like I have a little bit of knowledge and experience with this event that I love being able to pass on to my fellow collectors and being able to give some of that knowledge back, that things I wish I would have known when I went to this show for the very first time back in Cleveland in 2009. So again, I've got quite a bit of questions that either I've thought of or I've been asked by my viewers or my followers on Instagram as far as just general advice or things that may not be so obvious about the show. So I apologize in advance if this video is a little lengthy, but I want to try to answer everyone's questions to the best of my ability. And again, go over some things that maybe people hadn't thought about that you'll realize when you get there, or maybe you won't until you're a couple days in. But again, just trying to give those tips and tricks that I wish I would have known earlier, because I think it would have helped me again earlier on. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just jump right in here. So I apologize if I look over to the screen, but I've typed most of my answers up, and it's quite a bit lengthy. So I apologize if I keep looking over. But just gonna go ahead and start here. So the first question, again, may not seem so obvious, but when and where is the National? So it is referred to the National. It's not referred to typically as the National Sports Collectors Convention. At least that's not what I call it. But the National is in Cleveland, Ohio at the International Exposition Center, or IX Center. And the first day available to anyone to get in, non-dealers, is going to be Wednesday, August 1st. So Wednesday, August 1st, there's this VIP sneak peek from 3:30 to 8:30, I believe, and I'll get into the VIP stuff later. But again, Wednesday, August 1st will be the official day where you can go in and buy. If you're a dealer, you can typically set up Monday or Tuesday, as well as corporate like Panini, Leaf, Upper Deck, Blowout, Dave & Adams, those kinds of companies. So first day is going to be August 1st. It's going to be a Wednesday. It's going to be a sneak peek. But if you're general admission, you just buy a normal ticket into the show. That first day is going to be Thursday, August 2nd. And then the show will run through the end of Sunday, so August 5th. So the official days of the show this year are August 1st through August 5th. Again, in Cleveland at the International Exposition Center, which is a former airport hangar. So it's a pretty big building. If you've never been, it's definitely a large building. So next question is, what ticket option is the best for me to get into the show? So as you'll see with a lot of the questions I have today, this is really all about perspective. So different questions will have different answers for different people in different situations. So if you're like me, you like going through boxes, you like finding deals, hustling, finding something you can buy for $5 and sell for $10. If that's what you're into, the VIP package is an advantage. I think it has enough benefits to it, but if you're just, you're there to have fun, look around, you're not really there to, buy and sell and flip things, you want to pick up a couple cards and you want to look around and experience this event because it's definitely a lot to take in, then maybe the general admission package is a little more for you. So I will actually link below the website for the National Card Convention. I will, like I said, link that below where you can go and you'll get a lot more questions answered if I don't answer here, but it's going to mention like the ticket pricing and packages available for the event. But typically there's really 3 options to get in. You got the general admission, which is $19 online if you pre-order it, or $22 at the door. I definitely recommend, no matter what ticket option you choose, to pre-purchase it. One, just so they don't ever run out of any packages, and also it's cheaper. You pay more money if you order this in person, so order ahead of time, save yourself money. It pays to be prepared. So again, general admission gets in at 10 o'clock every day. So Wednesday, you don't get in. That's for VIPs. So Thursday is going to be your first day, 10 a.m. Thursday. I think it runs through 7 or 8 p.m. It's going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Each ticket will get you in one day. So one general admission ticket gets you in on Thursday. You will need a ticket for each day. So that is another advantage of the VIP package, which there's 2 VIP packages I really have had experience with. I know there's some all-access VIPs that include, like, autograph line passes for, like, TriStar. If you're getting, like, Barry Sanders autograph, you can get ahead of the line. I'm not as familiar with those, so I don't really speak to those. But there's typically 2 VIP packages I mess with. That's the VIP and then the I think it's the Super VIP. So with the VIP packages, both packages you're going to get in 30 minutes early. So VIPs are also going to get in on Wednesday, whereas general admission cannot. So Wednesday, you'll be able to get into the show from 3:30 to 8:30, look around, buy, sell, trade, do the things that are offered to you on Wednesday. Typically, everything is up and running on Wednesday, except for maybe some of the corporate deals like the Panini redemption packs, the silver packs, which again I'll talk about later, or things like that. So most of the stuff is available Wednesday, so that gets you into that. Like I said, I don't know if I said this, but 30 minutes into the show each day, before it starts, you get in early. So general admission gets in at 10 o'clock. If you're VIP, you get in at 9:30. Also, if you're familiar with the National, or you're not, you'll find out when you get there, front entrance builds up really quickly. So 9:30 or 9 o'clock, the entrance for general admission gets really, really, really crammed. So with the VIP package, you actually get in a little separate entrance off the side. So you don't have to wait and like wiggle your way through to get into the show and tell everyone, oh yeah, hey, see, I'm leaving, I'm getting in early. You actually have an entrance off to the side where you just show your badge, walk right in. And then the Super VIP Pass, again, there's not a lot of differences. One of the key differences with these packages is going to be autographs. So with the National, they line up certain players that are at this VIP pre-show event. So typically it's hosted by like Topps. It's before the National starts. It's typically like Wednesday afternoon, I think from like 1 to 3. But they'll get these guys. So it's not Barry Sanders and Peyton Manning and Emmitt Smith and Jerry Rice and Shaquille O'Neal and Kareem. It's not those guys. It's guys like Eric Metcalf's one of the guys this year, Charles White, Heisman running back, Benito Santiago, like guys like that. So they're still athletes, but you get free autographs of those guys. So with the VIP package, the regular one, you get 12 autograph tickets of 18 guys. So there'll be 18 free autographs you can get with the VIP package that will be at the party. You can get 12 of them with the VIP package. If you get the Super VIP, you get all 18. So 18 autograph tickets will be given to you where you can get these autographs at this event. So if you're into the autographs and you just love collecting signed things of former athletes, Super VIP might be for you. Again, you're going to get 18 free autographs. So another nice benefit of the VIP is like it's called like a VIP lounge. I've been in one time back at Baltimore, but it's typically not something I'd take advantage of. I actually probably should take advantage of it more. But it's typically like a lounge area. It's like closed door where you can only get in with your pass, where there's drinks and snacks and tables and places for you to sit away from everyone else. If you've been to the National or you haven't, again, you'll see how when you're in this show, it's very overwhelming. There is a lot of people. So typically this VIP package, this VIP lounge is off to the side, kind of hidden. We can go in, get snacks, get drinks, and just kind of relax away from everyone else. So if you're not familiar with what the badges look like, so if you end up getting a VIP package, you will get some sort of lanyard, some sort of badge that looks something like this. So I actually have a corporate sponsor badge, but it will look very similar to like this. It'll say VIP or Super VIP. Cards will be different. Again, design may look different, but this is similar to what it looks like. So again, it's got a lanyard, Panini. So it'll say exhibitor show access. So when exhibitors can get in, this will mention VIP or Super VIP when you can get in. So it'll look like this. They're pretty cool. They're fun to trade. Like I end up having a badge, which I'll talk about later, from the VIP party. But here's another one I ended up getting 1 year. Braxton Miller, who's a guy I PC, so I ended up trading someone for this. So kind of cool to collect them, but that's what they look like. So Let me just make sure I hit on everything with that. Sneak peek. Yeah, free drinks with the snacks. Yeah, but again, last thing to hit on with that is no matter what you're doing, if you are going, for sure, you know you will be there this day, and this day, or this day and this day. Buy your tickets online. Buy your VIP package online. Buy whatever you want, whatever you're thinking, because it saves you time and money. And then I think another thing it comes with, this may be the all access VIP, but you can check on the link below on the national site, is that one of them has a parking pass option. So one of the disadvantages about Cleveland, which I'm going to actually talk about here in a minute, versus like Chicago or Baltimore, is you got to drive to get there. Chicago, there's 3 hotels, there's multiple hotels, but there's 3 that are right across the street, possibly 4 or 5. But I know there are 3 right there that you can just walk out your hotel, walk across the street, and you're in the door. You don't have to drive. But with Cleveland, there's not a hotel. You're just coming out your door and walking. If you've been to this event, there's not a hotel right next to it. It's a big airport hangar. They didn't build a hotel right next to it, so you're typically not walking. So Uber's nice. Uber wasn't around, 8, 9, 10 years ago when I was going to the National for the first time. Now it is, so Uber might be an advantage. But if you're taking a car or you're setting up or, again, have a car there, you're going to need a parking pass or to pay for parking. So this is definitely an advantage. So again, something to keep in mind with that if the parking pass is included. So another question, how is Cleveland a host for the show? So like I said, I've been to 8 in a row, and some of these other cities have been Chicago, Baltimore, and Atlantic City. Cleveland I've been to twice, Chicago 3 times, Baltimore twice, and Atlantic City once. Chicago's is the best, just as far as like proximity. You walk at your hotel, you walk in, very nice. Lots more to do in Chicago, I feel like. Cleveland is nice. It's a big building. I mean, all these buildings they have to have like 100,000 continuous square feet just to be considered for the event. So they're definitely big buildings, but it's massive. It's an old airport hangar, so it's huge. But yeah, I don't really. It's nice for me because it's only an hour and 50-minute drive or a 2-hour drive versus 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 to Atlantic City. So as far as proximity, it's nice. When I went to Cleveland last time, Instagram wasn't as big for me as it is now, so I wasn't like as connected in cards. So a lot of time was spent in my hotel room listing cards. But I just feel like now it may be a little different. We'll be able to see a different side of Cleveland I haven't seen. Going out, getting dinner with people, catching up with people through Instagram and YouTube that I haven't met before. So I think that will be an advantage. And I'll be able to see that this year. But from the past, I can't speak enough to how is the nightlife in Cleveland? What can I do in Cleveland? I don't go to Cleveland enough to be able to speak to that. But as far as the location, I think it's nice. It's convenient for me. It's a big building. There's lots of space, so yeah, I don't really have any immediate complaints about Cleveland. I think it's a good enough location. All right, so moving into some more of the logistics and day of stuff about the show. So again, a lot of these are going to be about perspective, but I'm going to try to answer them to the best of my ability in the most complete way. So, do dealers trade? Do dealers give deals? And are prices fair? Kind of these questions I kind of wrapped in one. So the same answer can be said for all of them. Yes and no. So do dealers trade? Sure, dealers trade. Some dealers trade, some dealers don't. So this is all going to depend on the dealer, but typically if there's something you want, you can't afford it, or you'd rather trade, it doesn't hurt to ask. In one of Kentucky basketball fans, or Kentucky basketball cards videos, Jimmy, a guy who's made these videos in the past, and I've taken a lot of advice from, we actually met at the National. He always talks about how if you're polite and you ask nicely, sometimes these people might take it into consideration as far as trading. So it doesn't hurt to ask. Some people like to trade. Some people will ask you to trade, but others won't. So some dealers will tell you, I'm paying $1,600 to set up. I'm not interested in trading. I'm here to sell. Some dealers will, and something you have to expect is if you're trading especially, some dealers, again, going off that same line, I'm paying $1,600 to set up. I'm not going to let you come to my table and do a $2,500 deal and we both make out even. I'm trying to make something for my table in my time being here. So some dealers might expect to win a trade. So just know that going in, that not everybody will want to trade straight up 50 or you know, even on a trade. So again, something to keep in mind if you're thinking about trading. Just know that ahead of time that not everyone may want to trade straight up. So again, it all depends on the dealer, but it doesn't hurt to ask. Are there deals? Again, yes and no. So with this, when I think of deals at the show, a lot of the deals I think I've typically found over the years, the best deals are going to be digging through boxes. There's a lot of $1, $2, $5, $10, $25, $50 boxes where people just put bulk stuff in there. And sometimes dealers have been prepping for months. So a guy that's hot in March may not be hot in August, or vice versa. A guy that's not hot in March may be hot in August. So if you're dig and you're willing to go through boxes, you may be able to find these things. So again, some of it may require work. But as far as stuff that's out in showcases, are there deals? Sure. You know, there's deals everywhere. You just have to look for them. Are you going to go and find 40% of eBay at someone's table on everything high-end of current Chrome prospects or LeBron James autos? Probably not. That's probably not a realistic expectation. And if there is one there, it's probably purchased before anyone from VIP, Super VIP, or General Admission is going to get it. Because dealers go around Monday and Tuesday when they're setting up, and they buy off each other. I was there last year setting up with a dealer on Tuesday. This stuff happens, and it happens a lot. So if there's great deals, they may not make it to when you may get in. And again, prices being fair. Again, this is going to be relatively the same question. It depends on what you think is fair. So again, going back to the 40%, as far as prices being fair, yeah, there's going to be some that are fair. Some of them, you know, some people realize what this show means. This card sells for $100 on eBay. Someone's going to give me $90 or $85 or $80 cash, and I don't have to worry about fees, shipping, someone filing a return. I don't have to worry about any of that. Sure, some people acknowledge that. But then you'll also see stuff you'll see stuff at this show you've never seen before and may never see again. So some people may ask prices that are a little high or astronomically high. But this is stuff you may never see again and is rare stuff. A lot of people, I always joke with some of my card buddies on here that some people just like showing this stuff off because their prices are so high, but they've got fantastic stuff. Collections I definitely envy and would love to have one day. So again, just something to keep in mind that there's going to be guys that are going to have good stuff that are priced to sell. I would expect a lot of it's going to be somewhere between 90 and 110% of eBay. Now, you pick out a couple cards. Some people are willing to work with you. Some people aren't. Again, it's a case-by-case basis, but typically you'll be able to tell from going up from a table, looking at their stuff, if they've got prices on it or if you ask on a price, if it's something you think you're going to be able to deal with them or not. So, again, just take that however you want. So the next question is, how do you carry your cards? So again, being to 8 nationals, this is something that has changed pretty much every show for me. It might actually be consistent this year. I've carried roller bags, carry-on suitcases, book bags, like a hand duffel bag thing, a 2-row box. This has really changed for me over the years. So the thing I think I like the most and what I did last year is I did a book bag and I carried a lot of my cards in something like this. So if you're familiar, this is what, if you sub cards through Beckett, you get a box back that typically looks like this. It is pretty easy to get a couple of these in a book bag versus like a 2-row box. So I typically do that. I typically have 2 or 3 of those with me, and I'll just fill them with stuff that I pick up, put them in there. Allows me to like separate them by deals if I want, or if I'm taking stuff with me to trade, or stuff that I just want to carry around, I can separate them by baseball, football, basketball, or stuff I want to trade, stuff I don't want to trade, stuff I pick up. So if I keep 3 of them with me, it allows me to keep them separate. So I typically use those. And like I said, a book bag. I actually bought a book bag last year, so I wanted one with a couple different features. Again, just plain gray book bag, but it's got a spot to plug in an iPhone charger, locks in my drinks, stuff like that. Like I said, lots of cool pockets. I had some cash with me last year, a decent amount. So one of the things was on the top, it had the 2 locks next to each other. I could lock it. It worked out really well for me. It was clean. I liked it. I bought the book bag. I will tell you, find something that fits well for you. I think it's a good investment to have a bag. It's not super expensive. But you're going to be having something for a couple days. So, what bag is right for you, or what is the right option to carry for stuff for you? Again, that's going to depend on you. If you don't have a ton of stuff and you're not going to be picking up a million cards, you're not going through quarter or dollar boxes, you're just there to pick up specific wants and needs for your PC. Well, a roller suitcase or a travel-on suitcase probably doesn't make sense for you. So maybe something more like a book bag. But if you've got a ton of stuff and you're going to be picking up a ton of stuff and you're carrying snacks and all that stuff with you, maybe not a book bag that you have to carry on your shoulders and weigh you down and give you back pain all day walking on a concrete floor for 3 or 4 or 5 days. It may not be the best option. So again, that's just going to depend on you and what your needs are. The book bag works well for me. So yeah, that's typically what I would recommend. But again, find something that you think will fit your needs based on what you're going to take and go from there. Let me see. All right, I think we're good on that question. So how much money should I bring is a question. So $4,684.16 is the exact amount you should bring. No, but really, I don't have an exact answer for how much cash you should bring. This question, like most, is based on you and you only. If $500 is what you can afford, $500 is what you can afford. Take $500. If $15,000 is what you can afford, take $15,000. This question is not something I can answer for you. As the show's gone on and I've gone to 8 in a row, I try to take more cash than cards. Or if I'm like, I want to keep these or sell these, I'll sell these ahead of time and I'll get the extra money. I like having cash available at the show. It's the biggest card show I go to. It's pretty much really the only one worth going to. I don't go to a lot of the other, like East Coast National or the Rosemont show, like the Fanatic show. I don't go to those. So this is my show of the year. So I would rather have more cash available than less cash available. So I work hard and prepare for this show for months in advance. So we're doing this video May 16th. We still have just over 2 months for this event. So I've prepared for this event for a while so that when I go, I'm not blindsided like, oh man, I don't have enough cash. I know what I want to take and I try to make it happen. Again, that's not the same for everyone, though. Some people will take $1,000. Some people will take $100,000. I don't know. That's based on your situation. But typically, I have been in the past, as much cash as I can bring is typically what I try to bring. But along the same lines of bringing what you can, what some people I've noticed in the past, and Jimmy actually, again, mentioned this advice, if you're thinking about taking a stack of cards, you're like, oh, I'll take these, I may move these, I may have these for trade, I may end up selling them if I want more money. If you bring them, you're probably going to move them. That's just the way it is. Especially if you've never been to the show, you don't really realize how overwhelming it is until you walk in this show. So if you're taking a stack of cards, you're like, not really sure if I'm going to move these. I'll bring them anyways, just to have them. I don't recommend that. There's stuff, if I'm like on the fence about it, I just leave it here because it's not worth the risk of regretting moving it after the heat of the moment, basically, after you get back from your trip and see what you got and you're going over your stuff. So typically, if that's the case, keep that at home. So popular question, I actually got asked this today a couple times. This is a great question, and I get asked it all the time. Do dealers take only cash, or do they take PayPal? Legitimate question. It definitely is. So, again, case by case, some dealers take cash. All dealers take cash. I've never seen someone, I don't take cash, just take checks. No, I haven't seen that. But yeah, all dealers take cash. Some dealers take PayPal. Again, goes back to the chargeback thing and friends and family versus goods and services. Most dealers I've encountered that I've asked about have taken PayPal and will take it via friends and family. Again, if you're a real high roller and you don't want to carry $50,000, $60,000 in cash with you, I get that. I'm not rolling with that much, so it's different. But if that's what you're rolling with and you don't want to carry that with you and you just have it in PayPal, cool, that's a chance you're willing to take. For me, I know in advance I want cash because I don't ever want to get to a table and someone say they don't take PayPal. Sure, I could figure it out. I know enough people. I have some resources. I could figure out how to get it, but it's just, to me, I don't want to ever have to lose a deal over cash, and I know in advance how much I'm trying to save for, and I know the day before I can transfer money from my PayPal to my bank and have it. So cash is king. I take cash when I can do it. It's hard to turn down 100, 200, you're laying cash on the table. It's hard to turn that down when you can see it versus telling someone you're going to send them money through a PayPal account, which they may not get for a couple days, or they may not be able to pull out and have cash for a day or just something like that. So typically, cash is king. I would say cash, but do they take PayPal? I haven't had many problems with people not taking PayPal. So is there a lot of insert hot player or insert hot product at the show? So typically, if you can't find it at the National, the saying is they didn't make it. There is everything at the National. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of dealers, corporate companies. There's everything there. So if it's not at the show, like I said, typically the saying is they didn't make it. So yes, there's going to be LeBron autos. I mean, there's thousands of cards, thousands of dealers. So there's going to be a lot of everything you can imagine. Again, moving on here pretty quickly. Do PSA and Beckett do grading at the show? So I have a lot more experience at the National, specifically with Beckett. Does Beckett do grading at the show? Yes. They offer almost every service. I've seen them do autograph authentication. I've seen them do Rockhard review, on-site slabbing, taking 10-day slabbing orders. I mean, they pretty much do it all. As far as Rockhard review, that is definitely one of their more popular services at the show, I feel like. If you're not familiar with that, it looks something like this. It's just a flimsy, basically a flimsier version of an encapsulation. And it just tells you what the card would grade if you grade it. This service is pretty cheap, again, because it just tells you what you would grade if you got it. Typically, that is cheap, but as far as Beckett goes, if this is something you are thinking about doing, do it as early as possible. I ran a sub through Instagram last year for RCR, Rockhard Review, and I was there Tuesday morning, Monday night, was there Tuesday, didn't do it. I subbed it Wednesday morning before the VIP entry sneak peek thing had started. And this books up very, very, very quickly. So what they'll do is, there's a couple things that happen, especially if you're slabbing a card, if you're having it slabbed, those prices can jump very quickly when they get busier. Also, when you're doing RCR, what happens is let's say I sub 100 cards. Well, one of the things I learned last year that I actually did not know before, kind of got flustered and frustrated in the heat of the moment. I'm glad I know it now, but Beckett offers a service at the show called, like, First in Line. So if I come up, let's say I take, a stack of cards here, and I take them up to Beckett and I want to have these, RCR'd, and you're like, oh, well, you can pay us X amount of dollars more, and we'll put you first in line. So that means you go to the top of the line to have your stuff graded, and it's typically an hour turnaround. So let's say I'm the 50th person to sub 100 cards for RCR. So I'm the 50th order. They get through 25. Then people are like, ooh, I want to do first in line, first in line, first in line. Well, you start getting paused because they do the first in line, then they do the next first in line, then they do the next one. They just continue to work down, and then they get back on the orders. Well, then a couple more first in line comes in. So it's very, very easy for Beckett to get backed up. I know they're very, very, very busy. They're busy now, and they're not even there. So, they're obviously at Beckett, but at the show they get very busy, and they only have so many people on staff. It's very easy for them to get back up. I will be running an RCR sub. This isn't a plug. Other people will be doing this as well. So if you don't do it through me, I would still recommend, if you're not going to be there on Wednesday, finding someone that can do this. It also is beneficial to find someone that can do this because there's typically a bulk discount. So you can start at like $11 or $12 a card or $9 a card and go down to like $6 or $7 a card, depending on how many you have. So there's definitely advantages to doing it in a group. Less work. If you send it to me, I typically do all the paperwork. I sub it there the first day. Then you have it when you come on Friday or when you come on Saturday. I can't guarantee I'm going to have it immediately turned around. It's all dependent on when Beckett will have it. But if you're going to be there after me, I'm going to have it submitted first, or someone else will have it submitted first. So look into having someone else do it if you're not going to be there late. As far as PSA goes, I've never really done anything with PSA at the show. I know PSA doesn't do any sort of raw card review type service, so I don't really know what they have to offer. So as far as that goes, I will learn more as I get it. I have a friend there who I've been doing subs with now, who will keep me informed as they learn more. So as soon as I know more about any promotions or any sort of price discounts or anything I may have through PSA, I will certainly let everyone know. But until then, I don't have enough experience speaking to what services PSA offers. But I'm sure on-card or on-site slabbing is definitely one of them. Reholdering, maybe autograph authentication, something like that. I'm sure they will offer something. They're too big not to. But as far as what and how much, I don't really know and can't speak to that. So how does the autograph Pavilion work through TriStar? So if you're familiar with the event or even not, TriStar will be there with big name autograph signers. So if someone does public signings, they're typically there. Barry Sanders, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, I mean, big time names, big time athletes are there. Typically different athletes on different days for different prices for different things. So balls, pictures, flats, different things like that. So I'm not familiar with it as much. I've never done the autographs while I've been there. So I can't speak to it too much. If you go to TriStar's website, which I'll try to link below, I'm sure it has plenty of information on pricing, reserving tickets. Again, the National has all-access VIP passes where you can get in the autograph line sooner. People offer photo ops. So, again, different things, but as far as that goes, I've never done that, so I can't speak to it too much. All right, so what is the VIP party? So, VIP is probably the most overused word for the entire National. It is overused for everything. Everything there is called VIP. So VIP sneak peek party, typically hosted by Topps, happens Wednesday before the show starts. There's the VIP passes to get into the show. Panini and Upper Deck throw VIP parties typically on Saturday night. Upper Decks was Friday last year, I believe. VIP is the overused word of the day. So, typically, when I speak of the VIP party, I typically mean Panini. That is the one I've done.